Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey Crafts here in Killorglin, County Kerry in Ireland. And today I am here in my shop. And I think someone's at the door there, but no, they were just going next door. And I'm here in my retail store in Killorglin, County Kerry. And every Friday for 1 hour, I make myself available to you guys in the community where I'm happy to tell you what I've been working on, any kind of ideas of what's coming up in the next batch that I'm putting out, and I answer your questions as well, and I get to know you guys in the community because every week there's always a few new faces. So I know a lot of you guys will be watching this retrospectively because not everyone can join the live stream at this time, and that's fine. I always leave these live streams up. I'm streaming both on YouTube as well as Facebook simultaneously. I can stream on Twitch and a few other places as well. But if any of you guys are on Twitch or LinkedIn, I think I can stream on Twitter as well. But usually I just kind of stream on those two platforms. And yeah, I'll just kind of give you an update of what I'm working on. Maybe show you one or two sticks that'll be coming up soon as well. Always been busy. And we have Andre from Germany. How are things? You've been quiet there for a while, so that means you're busy. So it's good to be busy. It's been as I've said before in a few of these kind of live streams. August and September turned out to be very busy months in the blackthorn business. There seem to be a big interest. From asking just my customers, as that's what that is. I think it's just to do a lot with the dollar amount, and I think that. I have a big supply of blackthorn, and I know a few other guys were falling behind in their orders and getting sold out and not able to get orders out quickly enough. So with my business, when you see a walking stick on my website and you buy it, the next day I'm posting it and you'll have it in a few days. So it's all pretty good. So you can get these things quite well. So we have Darren Taylor from Louisiana. Hey, brother from Louisiana, how are things, Darren? Hope's all too well. I don't really know too much about Louisiana. I just know hot sauce and things like that. Like you always hear Louisiana used in like Louisiana hot sauce and food and different things like that as well. So I don't know a lot about it as well. So how is life there? What do you do yourself, Darren? Let's see. We have Frederic Fermin. And he says, "Hey, Francis, greetings from the French Riviera." Oh, very good. If you're on the French Riviera, look, I'm here just sipping whatever drink is in the local shop here behind us. So how is life in the French Riviera? Are you a billionaire? Are you sitting on your yacht smoking cigars with all the women around you in the French Riviera? Isn't that the kind of stereotype of people that go there, I think? If you want me to be on your yacht, I'll dance for you if you want. Do some Irish dancing. Let's see. We have John Elliott. Good evening. Good evening to you, John. Hope all is well with you as well. A few usual faces here. Tim, recognize you, of course. Just checking in. Very good. And Darren Taylor says, I'm disabled. Yeah, a lot of people that buy my walking sticks they do have a need from. They have some issues as well. So don't worry, you're welcome in this community. There'll be a lot of people as well that have different injuries and different things over the years as well. We have Frederic Fermin. I wish. Yeah, me too. Not there's not big money in the blackthorn business yet. Anyway, I still have a few more years before I can retire with my yacht and all my ladies in bikinis around me. But then I wake up and I'm back here in Killorglin in Ireland, so it's not too good. But I think should be going well in the business over the next while. I saw that they're finally going to make a TV series of the gangs in New York, because that movie was something like 23 years ago or something like that. And in 2013, Martin Scorsese was trying to get it made into a series because there's a load of characters and things. But I saw it was actually Mike Allen, or I can't remember, Mr. Allen messaged me early this morning to say that it was just announced. And I think within 45 minutes of the news going out, I had it up on my Facebook page. And the thing is, these things are good for creating interest and awareness in blackthorn, because the faction fighters, they were one of the weapons of choice that they used was, of course, blackthorn walking stick. It's a very synonymous with faction fighting and with a lot of fighting as well. So it'd be very good if this TV show goes ahead with the gangs of New York, and they're going to look into different things. But who knows? Like you'd hear all these little rumors and different things the whole time, and it's always good when there's like a pop culture reference to Blackthorn, or there's some new TV show or some kind of series or something like that. Anything that creates awareness of this long lost Irish tradition of stick making. Again, there's not many. There's a guy who contacted me there, and he wants. Was it he said to me he wanted to get a stick from every single stick maker in Ireland, and he could only find like three legitimate guys, and he was looking. He thought to be 20 or 30. He's like a stick collector. He goes from country to country, and he gets a few sticks from everyone. I think he's finally got to Ireland. I was like, why has it took you so long? But it takes people a while to find us here. Mr. Billionaire, are you a billionaire yet? Do I have any billionaires on the channel? Be interesting to see. I had a guy who came into the shop and he dropped like €1,600 on sticks. There, was it last week or the year before? I don't know if I mentioned it last week. So he just came in. I'll take them. Just gave me it, and boom, out. In the space of like 5 minutes, it was pretty good. You don't really get customers like that call into your shop here in the retail store. So I've had a few faces into the retail store. I had Jim. He wanted me to make him this monster cudgel. So like I think that's why I have the kind of name up there as well. But he had that he had the thing there that he was 1 second now. Sorry, this thing just nearly fell. Okay, so we have Mike McInerney says, hi Francis from North Carolina. How are things with you, Mike? Good Irish name there, McInerney. Let's see. And Mr. Billionaire says just 1 billion. Really? Do you have? That's very good. That's very good. So again, I'm available for speaking events, for functions. If if you're a billionaire and you want to hang out with one of Ireland's most infamous stick makers, very renowned in the community, I'd be available as well. I've been busy this week. As you can see, I didn't get a chance to shave because I've been busy getting you guys orders out because the interest is right there. I've been working on handles all day today, so my hand gets a bit tired. Like when you're hand carving the handles, I usually shape them out with a handsaw. Then I get the rasp as well. So like you'd feel it in your wrist when you've been going all day, like making handles. So my wrist is a little bit sore. So I know myself, if I go on making handles again tomorrow and Sunday, then I'll get an injury. So like when I get to this stage, I can just slow down and do straightening and do another tasks as well, because like you can't work on handles like every day. You have to go from task to task to task. It's like going to the gym. You work different muscles along the way as well. So we have Steve Denny says, howdy from Florida. Hello, I wish I was there now. What's the weather like over in Florida? Today we had a nice day in Ireland. It was 16 degrees in October. Like we're in October, already 16 degrees. That's pretty good. Let's see. John says, how many sticks do you complete in a day? Not enough, John. I need to do even more. I keep trying to find ways but like the thing is, when you're making handmade bespoke, blackthorns like I do, hand carving them, that's why people buy my sticks as well. So I don't think I can increase the speed in which I make them as well. I can just make enough to give me a nice living, but not enough. I need to make even more. I'd love to double or triple down on what I was making, but I just physically can't do it. I'm not Superman. Let's see. Tim Keller said, I wish I knew about your shop 4 years ago. Where were you, man? I was here 4 years ago. I had this shop. I was here 4 years ago before the pandemic thing kicked in. I would have stopped in. I should have. I was right by the bridge. A lot of people drive through Killorglin and they never stop. It's annoying. It'd be great if they stopped. A lot of the tour buses, they don't stop too. But I don't give the incentive for the bus to stop. I think they like a little gift or something. Say no more. A Blackthorn walking stick was on my wish list, and all the ones in tourist shops are highly disappointing. Yeah, they're poor. The ones in the tourist shop are usually supplied by a company in Cork, a wholesaler, and they import them all in from a wholesaler in the Netherlands. And the wholesaler in the Netherlands imports them all in from a wholesaler in China. And they're usually just pieces of black wood painted as well. The other type you get in the tourist shop are like the kind of green wood, and the hawthorn they use as well. So yeah, it is disappointing. It's kind of like, for me, I'm passionate about Irish crafts. I take great pride in the work that I do in keeping this tradition alive. Like I'm literally like an extinct type of person here in Ireland. Like I'm doing a traditional Irish craft, a heritage product of Ireland, something that's a symbol of Ireland as well. And when you see these guys doing cheap knockoffs, it's a pet peeve of mine. I'm always annoyed by it as well. Or people say this is an authentic Irish shillelagh, and like I say it's not, and then boom, I get banned from whatever whatever Facebook group I was in. I got banned from I say 20 plus groups for when I usually say that it's not a blackthorn. But yeah, it is disappointing. It's a pet peeve of mine. But when you're annoyed with something in these tourist shops, it motivates me to make really good sticks. So anytime I'm feeling a bit down in the dumps, that I'm tired, I'm aching and pains, I just go and look at those pictures and you're motivated. Do you ever remember like Rocky? I think it was Rocky 4, I can't remember, and he's like the picture of the Russian guy there, and like he's training really hard and he's getting tired and he's worn out and stuff, and then he just looks at the picture of the Russian and he gets energized again. I'm a bit like that. When you see, you have to like motivate yourself physically, because this is a very physically draining job. You have to be physically fit as well to do stick making, and you get tired. It's very monotonous. You're doing the same tasks for hours and hours and hours and hours. So you need some forms of motivation. So it can be in the form of competition, where I want to beat someone, I want to be better than someone, or you just find whatever your motivation is, just to get you through the day, especially when you're doing these kind of like monotonous type of things. There's nothing too exciting that I deal with. It's the same process every week. Get the sticks, make them, and ship them out. And it's just about having the eye for collecting the wood and the patience of storing it for 3 years. Like when you cut a piece of blackthorn, you can't work in it for a few years. I always get guys contacting me asking. I had a new guy contact me. He wants to cut for me as well. He sent me some pictures of what he cut, and I was like, they're no good at all. But if he can cut the ones that I want, I'll buy a few blanks off him. Member of the Ancient Order of the Hibernians. Very good. Let's see, Mr. Billionaire, I see a few oak branches in my yard. I'll be cutting them down once the leaves are gone and cold are out. Yeah, oak is nice wood. Makes nice sticks as well. We'll be visiting next year. We'll make it my shop as well. I'm usually around most days. I'm here in the mornings. It's like so weird. Like I'm here, say Monday to Friday, and then I might decide to take an hour off early or something. It's always that one day that I decide to go early or something, that someone's waiting at the shop and calling me on the phone just when I get home or something like that. But I don't mind. I'm only 10 minutes drive away, so like less than 10 minutes. So if someone arrives at my shop and I'm not here, in the window I have a big picture with my phone number up, so you can call my phone number, and literally I'm always like 5 to 10 minutes away. In the summertime I usually go on holiday when it's quiet as well. There's no way I'd go on holiday at this time of year, because this is the busiest time of year. October is where you put in all the hard work for the Christmas run and get all your stock going and make as many sticks as you can. You'd be insane to go on holiday like at this time of year. Like it wouldn't be worth it with the amount that you can make. Ron, I know it was a regular at the live stream. Hey, Francis, the Order of the Blackthorn. Francis, do you sand your sticks? Of course I sand them. I do. You have to sand them down as well. To get all the kind of the things out. Sometimes I leave little kind of like marks from the rasping or things, just to give little clues that it's handmade, and it's one of my things as well. Sometimes I like that kind of rustic, like if you pick up, you don't want to see like a perfect type of thing. You want to see like elements of the handmade. Is quite interesting in it as well. I kind of try to like do all varieties of them. I do these kind of like nice ones where I polish. I leave the more rustic ones. I do the ones painted black. Do the ones with the L handle, the knob tape handles. I do the root handles. cudgels. I try to give as much choice as possible for all these stick guys, because these stick collectors, like, they'll, if they see something new or something different, they'll go for it. But if they, they have their stick collections already, so if I can keep coming up for ideas for new things, and stick collecting is a really fascinating thing to get involved in. It can be quite addictive too when you put a bit of research into it and look at different countries. And some of the guys that sent me pictures of their kind of man caves with all the sticks they have is pretty cool. James, I can't find any wood here where I am. All the forests are posted, and they won't sell me any sticks as well. Yeah, it's tough. It depends. And like, I'm lucky to be in a part of Ireland with abundance of wood. There's there's lots of farmlands here. There's lots of abandoned land. There's lots of you know walkways. There's an abundance of there. It's just a matter of finding ones that are good enough to make a stick. Um, but like, you just need, again, it's just like patience. Now is probably not the best time of year to be going out finding like blackthorn. I told you, in March or April, when the flowers are blooming first, the white flowers, that's the best time to drive around and try to find blackthorn. Uh, let's see. Steve says it's sunny and finally cooling off just a bit. Lucky not to be in an area Ian hit hard. Is that some storm or hurricane or something like that? I'm kind of out of touch with the news recently. I've been kind of flat out working, and when I'm working, I just kind of detach from everything else. It's just kids work, kids work, kids work. Just feed them, go work, go work. I'm trying to put as much time as possible into it, because like October is when you try to get as many sticks made as possible. You do nothing else but make sticks in October. Everything else you try to push to the side, and you just focus on that thing, because November is going to be busy. It's always is. Let's see. Let's see. The AOH is the same as the Molly Maguires. What does the AOH stand for again? Just remind me. Do you wear a respirator or mask when you're standing? Yes, all the time. The sawdust from blackthorn is not good. Not good. You don't inhale that. But my dad doesn't like. I tell him to be wearing a mask some days. He says, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So I don't know, he's got some iron lungs or something. But like about 6 or 7 years ago, I was getting like fierce like chest infections and stuff, and getting hoarse from doing the blackthorns and different things as well. So I had to like change my equipment. But yeah, like I wear a mask like all the time when I'm around the sanding. Like those fine hardwood particles. You just don't want to be careful. So before masks were mandatory and all these things, I was wearing them the whole time anyway. It didn't make much difference to me. I had a bunch of them. So like when the panic and everything was on, I remember I gave my parents a load of masks as well when it started. How about the weather? When did you start your cutting season? I haven't yet. You can't. Are you cutting yet, Andre? You shouldn't be. It's not that. It's not the time yet. It's the cutting season. You need a first big hard frost. Like the temperature in Ireland today is like still 16 degrees. The temperature at nighttime might be about 10, 11 degrees, 12 degrees. The sloes are still in full bloom here in Ireland. It's not really time to cut blackthorn yet at all. And don't be cutting now, because if you cut too soon, Andre, I know you're new to the kind of cutting of I think this is only your second. Let's see, you did your first cutting 2 years ago from the messages, and then you did your next cutting last year. So this will be your third cutting season. I think what you did 30 sticks the first season, and you had 120, 150, I thought, when I was looking through our messages on the second season. So this will be your first like proper year of seasoning sticks. So when you go cutting your sticks, Andre, just wait until say the middle of November. But then again, you see, in the middle of November is when you're going to be busiest for your shop and for different things as well. So the thing is, you just need to have patience. As I said, like you're one guy that's rearing to go and have lots of positive energy. And I keep trying to kind of like just tell you to be patient. The sticks that you cut this year, 2 or 3 years, you don't want to be like getting them out too quickly as well. So take your time. You contacted me 2 years ago. you were so happy. I remember I had a message. You cut 30 sticks. You're getting involved. You asked me loads of questions on the channel. You're 2 years in now in terms of contacting me and asking questions as well from the beginning of when you were taking this a bit more kind of serious and you're researching it. So take your time. That's my advice to you, Andre. And if you listen to me and have patience, you'll be fine. But you don't have the stock yet, and to kind of to go at this like a full-time thing. You need to be cutting a few thousand sticks per year, and you can't do that on your own. It's physically impossible, like, to find that many sticks as well. So you need to have like a network of you have to have at least two or three guys in addition to the sticks you cut. You need two or three guys helping you. Like, for the amount that's involved in this to make it a business, it's not, you can't just do it all on your own. Like, I can cut about 600 to 800 sticks per year. Like, that's about my limit of during a cutting season. Then I have to like buy in sticks maybe from a few different guys as well who go out and cut as well, and a few hobbyist guys. They'll cut 30 sticks here, 20 sticks here, and they're just looking for a bit of instant cash. And then I have to obviously store the sticks for 3 years before I can use them as well. So I have a lot to say about the cutting season, and I have all the equipment and different things as well ready to go. Let's see. Steve said, hurricane that did massive damage in Florida and parts of South Carolina. Okay, sorry to hear that. Like, I really haven't been paying attention to the news. It's just always Ukraine, Russia, all the stories there. Then in the Irish news, it's all about the Ukrainians here in Ireland, and they're moving them from Kerry to Mayo, and they don't want to go. And there's like, it's just, I kind of just detach from the news at this time of year, and I don't kind of like pay attention to it. Maybe the budget, the Irish government budget. I've even started, like, I used to be like watching the stock market and investing and reading all these reports and stuff, but I have to put all that to the side. Everything becomes secondary during the this time of year. This is like where, as a business, you make your money, the Christmas run. If you have everything right and you're prepared and you know what to do and you're active, you're going to do well. Let's see now. Joe, how are you, Joe? We had a chat during the week. Joe gave me a call. It's always nice to hear. Joe as well. I think you were contacting me. You were on to me before Andre as well. I remember probably a year or two before, and you took your time as well. And I think you're last time we're speaking. You're saying you're going to cut quite a lot of sticks this year. So there you have it. If you can cut more than 800 sticks per year, you've beaten me anyway. That's where I always get to about there. It's like, it's just hard to find them and getting the time. But again, like, I'm not doing it every day. I have to manage the shop as well. So the cutting season is pretty hard. I'm actually going to make more videos this cutting season than before. Check out my TikTok, my Pinterest, my Instagram. I post lots of different content on all the channels as well. Andre saying, I start in November. Do start in November. If you start posting pictures of you cutting on Facebook, they'll all be all over you. They'll all be given out to you as well. So, like, and then, like, the thing about the cutting season, like, blackthorn's hard to find. Like, don't post too much of where you're cutting things, because someone will go out and take it all for you as well. Some people, you have to learn, you have to figure these things out. You have to put in your due diligence. You have to research, like, different equipment and different things as well. Let's see, any tips for straightening strips? I've got the heat gun. Yeah, there's several ways. Like, you can heat the stick up, but like, obviously with steam or different things as well. The heat gun is very handy because you can focus on different things. Straightening sticks is almost a whole craft in itself, a whole profession in it. And like, trying to straighten some of the blackthorn pieces and take the little kinks out, and trying to give it some balance, trying to do it in a way that the stick's not going to snap. There's a lot in the straightening the sticks as well. Blackthorn's a bit different than other woods to straighten as well. It needs, like, once you heat it up, it needs longer to kind of cool down. So when you kind of bend it in, and then it's too hard to bend over your knee. Like, if you have a little 3/4 of an inch shaft, it's no problem. But when you get over like an inch and a quarter, like if you're heating up an 1.25 inch bend, and you're trying to get that bend out. There's no way you can bend that over your knee and hold it in position. You know, you'd have to be as big as Andre, the 6'4" beast, to do that. Maybe you could, Andre, but sometimes for straightening the sticks, you need like vices, you need loads of different things to hold it in, and it can be quite time consuming. Like a lot of people don't know that is like the straightening the sticks is probably the kind of longest part of the process. It can take a good bit of time. Let's see. John says, to me, rustic is okay, but I can't understand a stick that's not straight to me. It's not been done and finished. Folk call it character, natural, or rustic. My personal opinion is a stick should be straight and not finished. I say is one of the hardest parts of stick fashion making. But what's your view? You have to say your question there. You just made a kind of statement of what you like. I like any type of stick that feels good in my hand. It's all about how you feel with a stick. If I have a connection to it, a good memory to it, if a relative, if I have like, a lot of people, they buy one of my sticks because their granddad, they remember, had one, or their uncle, or they have a really positive view of Ireland, or something like that as well. Everyone has their own way of stick making. And so, like, do you make a lot of sticks, John, or what kind of sticks do you make? Let's see, Joseph. I will also start cutting this November as well. Very good. All right, Joe and Andre, you're both in Germany and you're both cutting blackthorn. We'll have a competition between you. Who can cut the most? All right, I'm calling the two of you out now. So Joe versus Andre. Two stick makers in Germany, and the cutting season is starting. Let's see who can cut the most this year. Will it be the Beast, or will it be Douglas? Well, I have to come up with a name for you, Joe. Do you have some kind of nickname as well? So Joe versus Andre, and who can cut the most, and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, lads, like if you can beat 800, if you can cut more than 800 blackthorns in a season, you're a champion. It's hard. It's hard going to cut even that much. You just can't. You can't unless you find like sometimes. I remember like one time I like 300 or 400 in space of a few days. It was just a nice little section, but it's almost rare and possible as well. Hi, Joe. Let's see. Next November, Joe knows what to preach. Patience is essential. Completely. Yeah, you need lots of patience as well. I see every guy who contacts me about the stick making, full of positive energy, no patience. They make all the mistakes. Takes them 2 or 3 years to figure things out. If they just listened to me at the beginning, I'd save them 2 or 3 years of trying to figure things out. But you don't need to be like highly skilled in crafting. You just need to have a lot of patience, get an eye for it, be very careful as well. Like the main thing in this is just being able to try to find the wood that has a type of handle or something in it. That's the kind of skill involved as well, and just kind of bringing out the balance of the stick. Francis, I just want to thank you on behalf of everyone for helping all the folks out who want to learn more about stick making. You're awesome. Yes, I am. I'm pretty good. Here, I'm going to show you. Wait, I think I was going to show you. I made some of these. I have a lot of these big, heavier cudgels coming because like I was making all these like really slick, nice ones. Really good ones as well. That's because I've made a bunch of them because like a TV show wanted a bunch of them, and I spent a load of time. It was actually The Witcher season 3. Heaven's Gate, I think, is the episode's name. That'll be my sticks will be on. But like this is a pretty heavy one. This is like wait, let me weigh this and see what this is. I have a scale here behind me. That's a kg in weight. That's 1 kg in weight. It's I thought it was interesting here. You can kind of see like there's this kind of like natural type of feature. I thought it was pretty cool. And you have this side of it as well, so you can kind of see. So I spent during the week, I went through my stock and I pulled out 20 of these big, heavy pieces of wood. So I have about 20 of these I'm working on. This is the first one's finished. I know there's something kind of cool about that, Ludwig. Can you see it? Whereas the, there's just something kind of interesting. I just like the kind of features on that as well. It's, your type of club. It's a bit hard to hold in one hand, but you can, yourself, like, you can put this up in, put this up in the wall. Here, we'll push it back a bit. There we go. So you have that up on the wall of your man cave. It looks pretty cool, like a nice little cudgel. You have like a nice wall display or something like that as well, and you can want to show off the features or something as well, you can have it like this way, or you can put it like down like this as well. But yeah, there's like it's a cool piece of wood. So I just finishing off this one. I have a bunch of these big heavy cudgels because there's a few guys, they just want the big monster cudgels. Like, to me now, this is kind of impractical. Like, there's no way I'm throwing this around with one hand and fighting away with it and stuff. It's too heavy for me for one hand. But it is an impressive like display piece. Blackthorn doesn't get this big. Like, it's hard to find like big pieces of blackthorn. So there's a cudgel that I made. I probably won't put it on the website probably until Monday. Tomorrow, I have to go to Cork, bring the daughter down. It's her birthday. I said I'd bring her shopping in Cork. So whatever that entails, I have to, be her chaperone. I think her and her friend are going down. And then on Sunday, I have to assemble some furniture and things for in the kids' room and different things like that as well. So it's kind of hard as well. I crafted my first shillelagh in 2009. That's what they all say, Andre. You only contacted me 2 years ago, brand new to it, lad. So we'll see about that. Let's see now. Let's see. Stick to the sticks. Yes, I do try to stick to the sticks as well. I have another one here I can show you. This one is it's a pretty long one. It's like 40 inches. I just put up this on the website about 20 minutes ago before the live stream. It's quite a big, heavy one. Like this one here is like that's just the number I put on just so I can remember which ones it is. But that's like 2 inches in thickness. That's like a 2-inch stick, 40-inch beast of a stick. Like, this is huge. Like you don't get blackthorn like this big at all. Like, it's a very, very big type of stick as well. So I put this on the website. It's 40 inches. Just type in the 40-inch and you'll be able to find it as well. But like, it's a very nice piece of wood. Again, what makes this stick unique is that it again is a bit heavy. Like, this would be for a giant or for like a display piece or something like that, because it's very busy. But it's very unique because I don't have many like this. Again, I'm trying to like pull out all my best pieces now and trying to get them online and different things as well. For one reason is the tax is coming up. I got to pay my taxes. Was it November, middle of November? I have my big tax bill as well to pay, as all businesses. Most people get tax anxiety at this time of year. Not me as well. It's when you see your tax bill each year, it's kind of good because the accountant goes through it with you. And it's like, oh, you did well, and then you get your tax bill. Your eyes are just. Then you're with your accountant. Is there any like tricks or what can we do here to figure this out? But it's a good complaint to have it. Like, I'm doing well, and I have to pay my big tax bills each year, which I don't know. I've always tried to, like, I remember one year I tried to like say that this is artistic and it's like an art form, because like if you're an artist in Ireland you don't pay any tax, and I was saying I would do these wood sculptures, and no, not at all. I've tried every way. So if you guys have any ideas how to get my taxes down, let me know as well. It would be pretty good if there's any good accountants out there with any good tricks. Can you give a shout out to my daughter, Adelina? Of course. If I mispronounce your name, I'm so sorry. So it's Adelina. Adelina, your dad is cool. Your dad is a great guy, and it's great that you show interest as well in his craft. And your dad Joe loves sticks. He's very into his sticks. So Adelina, hopefully now you can come to Ireland someday. Ireland is a lovely country. You must tell your mom and your dad you want to go visit Ireland. Ireland has loads of castles, and lots of stories. There's lots. Do you like deer? There's loads of deers in Ireland as well. Good for shopping as well. You can come. So tell your mom and dad that you want to go, and you can fly from Germany to Ireland and come over sometime as well. Actually, Andre's coming to see me. You said you're going to come around the 18th of October, isn't it? Actually, I must talk to you about that if you're still coming. You said you were coming over to see me then. Let's see. I have a big pipe. That's too much information, Andre. We don't want to know about your big pipe as well, just we'll keep it PC here, with steam, and I can straighten thin sticks in our outer steam, and then use my vise. What I find is that like the steam is all right for like the thinner pieces, but like when you get in one of these thick pieces, like trying to straighten that with steam is kind of a bit hard. You need a lot of different things as well. Let's see. Andres has think max 500 sticks this season. Yeah, I think that's achievable. Some seasons I can only get about 500. 6 to 800 seems to be the kind of, and that's when I've already got places that I have in mind as well. It's hard going, like, but you need a good 3 to 5 years to set up this business. Then you have a really good business. If you spend 3 years cutting 3 seasons in a row, you build up your stock as well. Then you get onto your fourth year, you try to do it a little bit. Then on your fifth year, so like if you like, if you have like a 5 year plan, to becoming a full-time stick maker, creating a brand, creating a story, learning the trade, getting enough stock that you can have, and sell direct to customers. Forget the middleman. Don't give it to like a wholesaler, to someone else, or stay away from the guys that like they're reselling your sticks, because they'll want it for cheap, and then they'll double the price anyway. You know, if you're if you're like a crafts person making a handmade product, and you make a nice stick, that's all that matters. You tell your story as well. You don't have to be calling them Irish shillelaghs. You're in Germany. You make really nice German sticks. The pictures you showed me of your sticks, Andre, you make very nice German sticks. The finishes were nice. You were using that polyurethane, I think it was, and you had the glass finish on it. Your sticks are fine. They're you've already proven that people like them. They've bought your sticks. They've come back to you as well. Like there's I say this to everyone and all stick makers all over the world, is like, sometimes you don't need to be calling them like Irish shillelaghs and this and that, because like you're a craftsperson, you put in the hard work. People, real men, respect other men who do handcraft like this. They respect it, they like it. They have a connection to it, a connection to nature as well. Like there's many different ways. So if you're someone who makes handmade walking sticks, we live in a world of mass production of goods from China, of all these cheap imitations and fakes. Like when the secret to this, Andre and Joe and all you guys, is that customers like to see you and talk to you. Like, this is me talking to you guys now. You can see me, you can see my face. I've had my son on the live stream last week. You know the person, you've seen the person, you have that authenticity. Like the main thing about being a stick maker is to be authentic. You need to let people know, like, you make the sticks, and they can talk directly to the maker. Like when someone speaks direct to the maker, say, oh, can you resize it to this and that? You have that kind of that experience as well. And like that is the key to making this into a business. You have this kind of like personal kind of but the only problem with this business is that it's very hard to scale up, because you are the business. Like, the whole thing is around you, so it never grows into like a really big thing, unless you want to like license your brand off for different products, which in the future I might do that, actually, like if I ever get like really really big. But yeah, 500 is a good target as well. Let's see, did you ever make any cowhorn sticks like in the UK? Actually, a guy was asking me that yesterday with sheep horns. There's a chip shop here in Killorglin, fish and chips, like French fries and chips. And the guy who works there was like telling me about all these sheep horns that he wants to put on sticks and different things as well. Usually, like, I try to stay away from all the kind of animal horns and antlers. I had a guy made two for me, and I put them on my website, I think about like 2-3 years ago, something like that. And they were like some deers and different things as well. And like, he had the license to do the culling in November, whenever the culling season was the first was. But like, I try to stay away from anything that could be a bit complicated, or that could be difficult shipping. I stay true to what's in Ireland. Like, I'm an Irish stick maker. I do sticks the way it was done here, and that's kind of who I am, and that's authentic. I've seen the sticks they make in the UK; they're fantastic. They're lovely sticks. They're very high quality as well. But like, these big staffs with these big horns and different things on that as well. I'd feel a bit silly holding on to them. I kind of like holding a blackthorn, or something like that. It's more my personality. I feel like holding one of those things and look a bit mad or something, for me and my personality as well. See, John, I make a small amount compared to some people. I'm not at, I'm, let's see, where I'm at in the north of Ireland, I find cutting 300 a challenge. Yeah, it's tough. And the end of November, when the leaves are gone, starts me. Yeah, that's the right time of year, John. You have to wait until that. It's hard enough to do that as well. Actually, I was getting some dodgy phone calls from a guy in the north. He's calling me fake and different things and shouting abuse at me. It was the same guy he called me last year, and then he called me before. I've had to block his numbers a few times. So there's some stick guy up there. He's been calling me on my phone. I had to block him, but I was just you get some of those guys sometimes. They call you up as well. Let's see. John says that's a real man's cudgel. Yeah, it's a big one. You know yourself, John, it's hard to find those really thick, heavy pieces of blackthorn because they don't really kind of. And no, the most difficult part is the seasoning process. Like when they're that big and thick and fat, they usually just crack really badly all the way down. What kind of clear varnish do you use? I use polyurethane. I don't use polyurethane because I researched it before, and there was some kind of like issues with it as well, in terms of people with their hands and with to be in touch with it and stuff. And also like so sometimes the polyurethane, it comes out quite thick, and like when people have it on the handles and like they're rubbing it. See, you need like you see, like I don't use polyurethane at all because like it comes on more thick. Like it looks. See, the thing about polyurethane is like it looks really nice and glossy. So if you want to take a fantastic picture and you open your walking stick and you see this perfectly glossy, wow, that's amazing. You can see your face in it. Like, oh, look, my teeth are glowing. But like what I find from my own experience and from dealing with it is like, if the friction of people using it every day, every day, every day. See, what you do is like you have a bit of sealer that kind of soaks into the wood, just under the wood, to kind of give it, and then you put really, really, really thin, fine coats in it as well, and you sand in between them as well. And you don't need a thick, heavy, really thick glassing on the handle itself, because it's going to have like lots of wear and tear and different things as well on this as well. So what I found is that the same with yacht varnish and with a lot of the brands of polyurethane. Of course, every brand is a bit different, but a lot of the ones I tried is that they get a bit tacky and sticky through the friction after a while. So like they're fine for like a month or two, but then what happens is guys are like, and like the thing is like, because it's like comes out about a thicker finish as well, sometimes little bits of it wears around and it kind of looks a bit thin. So like what I found is better is like always just to have like really kind of thin thin little layers. Like you want to put the finish on like really gradually as well. If you put it on too thick and too gloopy, and it takes ages to dry as well. And it's like it's kind of weird because like sometimes you buy a finish and it's perfect, and then you buy the same finish the next month, the same brand, and it's completely different or something. Maybe it's a batch. And another thing too, that you got to look at the date on finishes. There is a best before date and a date which you can use it, because a lot of guys, they have finishes, and in hardware stores they have the date of the finish as well, and sometimes they'd be in there for years and then you're using it, and when the date is out, it can be a bit sticky and tacky to dry, because you're like, oh, what's wrong? Because sometimes you'll make a stick and like the top of it just feels all weird, like what's going on. And some, for many times, it can be the date is out as well. But yeah, like it just depends. Like everyone's like to their own, and there's different brands out there. So like maybe there are some good polyurethane brands. I don't know. The ones that I know here in Ireland that I tried out, I just wasn't for them as well. And then a customer was messaging me before and showed me a lot of these things regarding that polyurethane as well. So I don't know. When I did a bit of research into it, I thought it wasn't the type of finish that I'd like to use as well. But each to their own. Is like a personal type of thing with stick making. Hey Francis, how's the crack? I'm pretty good. The crack is mighty here in Kilorglen. Not really. I don't really go out too much. I don't do too much. My life is just saving. I do believe we're heading into a recession in 2023. I'm advising everyone to stay away from loans and credit cards because the interest rates are going up, and things are going to be tough. So I think that it's that's all I'm kind of focusing on my moment, trying to earn as much as I can now, save, The thing about blackthorn is it sells well during a recession as well. It's kind of, it's a bit more of a kind of seen as a kind of luxury item, and more, it's not like you're getting the new Apple iPhone. You're getting like you reach a certain age, you have your retirement, you get your stick as well. So it kind of does well as well. Let's see. Are Americans allowed to go deer hunting in Ireland? I don't know. Contact the Irish deer hunting guys, and they'll probably tell you. I know it's quite strict in here, Ireland. Like they didn't allow it for ages, and then there was some accidents with there were some lobbying groups that tried to do it as well. But like I don't know a lot about deer hunting. I just don't have the time. I just like put all my time into the stick making. But like I know you have to get a license, and I don't know how hard they are to get those licenses, and you have to know how to like dispose of the body parts, how to skin it, and different things as well. Let's see. I've got like 10 decent, I hope, 2-year plus season sticks. They're quite thick sticks, and they develop some rather deep cracks on the knob end. Should I discourage or cracks or see what happens? What I would do there is like sometimes the cracks can only go so far. But if it is started cracking and they're getting deep, give them an extra year or two just to see how far the crack goes to. Sometimes it'll crack down to the knot a bit, and sometimes like you can work the cracks into the design. If like sometimes a crack can only go so far, and then that's it. And then you check the integrity of the stick. If it's just a bit cracking on the handle, sometimes you can work with that. You can use some wood glue and sawdust and different things as well, because that'll expand and contract. So like it just depends. Like the thing about a crack is that if it's just beginning, you try to fill it, it's going to come open again and different things. So with cracks, you have to leave them run as far as they go, and then they hit a point, and then that's it. The crack is there, and that's it. Then you have to kind of like make a judgment call if it's okay for the stick. If it's just at the top, that's fine. But if it ever runs down the shaft, you're in a bit of trouble there. So I'm a bit dusty. I'm always working in. I'm always in the mood to do a bunch of handles before these live streams. I don't know why. It's such the wrong thing to do, because I always like, even though I have the mask and things on as well, I still can always feel a bit of dust in my mouth. Francis, let's see. It would seem you could create a charity heritage organization that keeps the tradition of stick making alive. That might avoid taxes as well. Yeah, but like I don't. You see, my view on charities are probably not the best. That I've seen a lot of charities here in Ireland, and a lot of the money that's given to the charity seems to go on administration fees and the salaries of the people working there. There's numerous examples, like the rehab organization. They are one example that was in the news as well. There's various societies out there, and if you look through their balance sheets and the amount of, like, there's one very famous one in Ireland, and the director of it gets a new car every 3 years as part of his contract through the charity donation. So like, I don't know, there's a lot of I have kind of like mixed feelings about a lot of charities who take salaries from the donations, and they're the type of ones that but like I'd love to start a charity or heritage organization, but like the thing is, I have three hungry kids at home, and I have to put them through college still, so I have to make money. It's not going to coming into the expensive part of the parent, putting 3 kids through the college years over the next decade. So like I need to, if I'm involved in a heritage or charity thing, it'll be probably more in my later years when I'm a bit older, when the kids are raised. But yeah, be pretty interesting to do. But now I have to make money each month. Like this is my living. Like I make these sticks. That's it. I have to kind of focus on that. But that would be interesting as well. Let's see. Tiger Cell says, "Woohoo! I didn't miss much. Love from West Virginia. Very good. Much love here from the west of Ireland, in County Kerry. Kind of grey, dark day today. It's getting dark now. A bit earlier, it's getting dark." Silver says, "Salutations from New York City as well. I was there in Comic-Con with the kids a few years ago. New York. New York's a bit of a mad place. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know if I like it or if it's a bit mad. Like, because it's good fun and nightlife, and it's going to go out. But like, I know it's kind of things. The people get to be a bit annoying, pushing you around, and the customer service as well. It can kind of get you as well. But there's a lot of cool people there as well. But I could see myself getting into a fight. I'd say if I was staying there a bit longer, like there's people annoying me there. I was like, oh, you bashed into me, you pushed me over. There's no kind of thing as well. I don't know if it was for me. Like I'm only a small guy as well, so people are always trying to walk over me. But I learned a long time ago to stand up for myself. So I kind of you know, if not polyurethane, what would you recommend, or what should I look for? Like the thing is, it might be fine. Just kind of research it as well. It's just I just don't like any of those finishes that are like a really bit thick. If you mix it like with thinners or something like that, get it like really thin, it's fine for the shaft. It's just right on the handle as well. Like you'd want to definitely use a sanding sealer after you have the bare wood, or you're putting in wood stain. Do that first before you add the finish, of course. But it just depends on what you're trying to do. Like something that brings out a kind of glossy finish, or something like that as well. Chilex sanding sealers are one that's pretty nice as well. A lot of people like using the oils. Like there's tung oil, there's Danish oil, there's linseed oil. There's a number of these ones as well. They seep into the wood and they have a nice finish as well. And you can put on thin layers. Like with Danish oil, you mix it with thinners. The first coat you do 3 coats. So the first coat with Danish oil is you mix it with thinners, and you put that in and you leave it seep into the wood. You kind of like put it on a little bit, kind of like I see someone at the door again. You put a little bit kind of like heavy, so kind of seeps into it, and then you clean it with like a lint cloth. You have to be careful with like those Danish oils and stuff, because like those cloths can catch fire, and like you put it on like with a little kind of cloth. There's several ways to kind of do it as well. The wood grain, if you really bring out wood grains, like oils are always easy to kind of to do that as well. And you just kind of look for good kind of brands, and talk to guys in local hardware store. They can always recommend some things as well. And Andre says, use some oil. Yeah, like there's teak oil, there's tung oil, there's Danish oil, linseed oil, boiled linseed oil, unboiled linseed oil. There's a lot out there as well, and they're all handy enough. And let's see, it's like a personal choice, like of what you really want to do. There's like so many different ways to finish a stick. There's no right or wrong way. It's just the way which you think works for you and what you like. And just make sticks the way you like them. That's my advice to everyone. If you like big glossy sticks, lump on all the things and stuff, sure, if that's what you like, just go for it anyway. Let's see. Joe Smiley says, "Good morning, Francis. I had a question. When looking at the descriptions, they seem to have an identity number." Yes, they do. If I have a question about a stick, do I use that number? You can do. It makes it a bit easier for me to find it. I have like 100 and, I have a few hundred sticks on the website. And sometimes people, they message me and they be like, oh, this 39-inch stick I have a question on, and I don't really know. So like the numbers, like I put, you see these little numbers on the sticks here. I put the numbers, wait, there it is. So like I put this number on the stick just so like when I have them in the shop here, I can find them quicker. And I put the number on them because like sometimes I'm just trying to like, I want to kind of speed up when I pick out the sticks that for shipping and things. And sometimes if someone has a question, say, oh, I have this question on stick 3085. I can go into the search bar of my website, type 3085, and it brings up the stick straight away. So it's just for my own thing for finding sticks. So if you have a question, you can give me that identifier number and I can find them a bit quicker as well. My daughter wants to know how old you are. I am, okay, I'll tell you what, she can figure it out. I was born in 1978 and now it's 2022. So I think I'm younger than your dad. I think I'm a bit younger than Mr. Douglas as well. But you sure you want her to be watching these live streams as well? Like, you should give her some. What does she like to watch? How old is she? I don't know. She's young enough. She's about like 8 or 9 or something like that. I'm sure she'd be more interested in watching something else. But yeah, I know you're a very good dad, Joe. You're very much into the family thing, and a lot of respect to you as well. You seem to care about your family, and you always talk positively of your wife as well. And you seem to have a very good kind of philosophy on life and different things as well. And it's pretty good as well. And I don't know. I think every guy, due to the family thing, it kind of changes your outlook in life as well. Let's see. Tyler says, been thinking of starting stick making. Well done. Good job. It's a lonely road to stick making, full of people telling you you're a bit mad. I'd like to seal them with animal fat if I can. You're going to attract rats and things like that. If you're putting all animal fats over your sticks and then you're putting them in the shed to storage, like you're going to be attracting like rodents and different things as well. I did like, I'd advise against that. Just use some kind of sealer, just wood sealer. Go into local hardware store. Can I have some wood sealer? You get big bottles of it pretty much everywhere in the world. I've seen it. Had more this year cracked this year than the last 15. Could it have been the extreme heat? Yes. It does affect it depending on where you're storing it as well. Like when it's extreme heat, I kind of put it down into the basement here in the shop. It kind of helps it a bit to be just slightly underground as well. Yeah, like heat with seasoning wood, it just doesn't go. A lot of people think it speeds up the process. No, it just makes problems, John, as you know this year. I'm always concerned when the weather gets really really hot like that. You want it like really in the shade. You don't want it like ever kind of exposed to the sunlight. Um, somewhere that has kind of a bit of moving air or something like that as well. But yeah, the heat wave we had in Ireland this year would have affected. Like I've learned it over the years. Like like I had a load of sticks crack. Remember the hot was about 10 years ago. We got like a really scorching summer as well. Like I had a bunch. The same thing happened to me that summer. This summer was pretty tough as well. But I had mine stored kind of like slight underground, so it was pretty okay. I've dug a bunker as well, and I have like sticks stored in this little bunker. Not like a professional bunker, but I have like sticks that I store them like kind of underground or on kind of like colder places with lots of moving air and different things as well. Um, let's see if you ever find yourself in my area, I'll treat you to some good homemade med. Sounds good. That sounds good. Good indeed. A bit of drink or something as well is not too bad. Okay, and Mark says when experimenting with the different use of different finishes, it's impossible to note the air temperature and humidity. Yeah, that's some products finished burns can perform badly when the humidity is high. Yes, exactly. In the winter time. That's the annoying thing about doing finishes, because like when you're in your shed, you have to turn on the heater and get the temperature up. If the heat and humidity isn't good and you're putting on the finish, it comes out all wrong. It's like it's annoying. In winter time now, it's annoying to try to do that. I've had loads of times where I have to refinish the stick. I put on the finish, it just didn't work out. I have to sand it down and start over again. So yeah, you know your stuff, man. That's a bit annoying as well, trying to get the air temperature right. And that's why I like to do a lot of finishing. That's why I'm really busy now in October. Finish one of the reasons I'm trying to make as many sticks as possible, because I know in November, December I have those issues as well. And just getting the temperature right when you're trying to put the finishes on, especially in the cold sheds and the different workshops. Like you just have to get the temperature right for it to go as well. And well, usually like you can heat up the wood. Even like if you heat up the wood a bit with the heat gun first, just before you apply the finishes. Sometimes that kind of does help a bit. But yeah, that's one thing always to be aware of. Yeah, you still make and sell the sticks under the charity. Okay, let's see. The point of charity is to keep the tradition alive, and the sale of the sticks support that. So nothing changes but your destination. But what about my money as well? If all the money goes to charity, I'd be broke. I won't be able to support my family and the kids. I'll be looking for charity then. But yeah, there'll be some way to structure it, I suppose, in a good way. The main thing, Ron, is like if you need a good group of good people who have the same mind and the same goals and the same targets. And as you know, when in these communities, no one gets along. Like every stick maker has their own way of doing it. They don't kind of talk to other guys. There's different things as well. So it's like I'd be up for it. Like I've tried to get involved in committees and groups before as well. And like there's just some of the personalities in the committee I just can't deal with. Like, but let's see. UPS just notified me my walking stick is arriving today in a couple of hours. Can't wait. Sometimes it'll be a few hours. Sometimes it might be tomorrow. It depends on the local delivery guy. I got those messages too. Yeah, your UPS is coming today. I wait. Then it's the next day. The driver was like, "Oh yeah, the van was full. It's delayed the next day." So like but you will get it probably today or tomorrow anyway. Like once you get that thing as well. But just in case it doesn't arrive in 4 hours, like it's normal enough as well for the local drivers, to take an extra day sometimes. Let's see now, Jake Anderson. Good evening, Francis. Do you have any sticks that are your favorites because you collected it from a location that's unique? A specialer has a personal memory associated with it. Um, the memories that I get from sticks that I collect from a location, they're usually like bad memories where I might have got hurt, or the stick was so difficult to cut out, or it caused me so many problems, or different things as well. So sometimes there are particular sticks that hold some space in my memory. And I remember those sticks. I'm quite angry towards those sticks for the pain that it cost me. And sometimes I put on this unofficial blood tax on a stick. So if I have a stick that was very problematic, that was such a pain in the bum to cut out, caused me an injury or something like that, I'll say, I'm not letting you go without getting some compensation for the pain that you caused me. So like it's kind of thing that I do sometimes with a few sticks. I don't obviously like say it on the description, but like every now and again you'll see a random stick and it might be just priced a little bit differently from the rest. Like, what's that? There's nothing special about that. Uh, that stick that's just a pain in the ass and it caused me some pain and something like that. So like with those, that's it. Now the thing about with like favorite sticks, whenever I find a really amazing piece of wood or something like that, I'm actually quite happy to have that travel or to go somewhere to be somewhere else. Like I never have the desire to hold that for myself. Like for me, like the joy in doing the stick making is like having a guy send me a picture or a message said, "Look at I'm here in West Virginia with your stick," or "I'm here walking in this national park," and knowing that one of these sticks is around the world. And like the guys who buy my sticks, like they have a big kind of affinity. They're like saying, "Oh, I'm going to pass this down. This is going to," like they hold it in such high regard. And like that's kind of my, when I know I found one of those sticks, I kind of, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, oh, I wonder where this is going to go. I wonder who's, they're going to get a lot of enjoyment from this. Let me try to catch up with these things, and then I'll go after I catch up with these. Let's see. Raw linseed is much better than boiled. Yeah, boiled linseed has lead that will fume and get in your lungs. Yeah, which is very bad. You can't safely use boiled inside or without gloves or respirator. Yeah, there's the fumes in those oils are unreal. Like you definitely need the right equipment as well. It's like really flammable. You got to be really careful. The only advantage boiled linseed has over raw is that it dries faster. It's not worth the poison hander. Just be patient. Yeah, that's why I don't use it. I kind of not one for the oils as well. It's kind of nice for bringing out the woods, but there's that safety aspect as well. Let's see. Francis spent the 10,000 subscriber one shillelagh. What was that? Francis spent the 10,000 subscriber one shillelagh. Oh yeah, did I say before if I get 10,000 subscribers, I'll do something? I think I did before. I thought it was 100,000. I said. I think if I ever got to 100,000, I think when I got to 100,000, I was going to like do a course and like release it and do like a real proper stick making course on how to do shillelaghs. Like the most, like I always have planned to do that. I have all the notes and I have like I have an outline for a book and stuff as well, and for like a teaching course. But like I was going to do that if I ever got like this channel really big. Blood, sweat, and tears of life of a blackthorn stick maker. Yeah. Had a torn in the back of my hand lately and swole like a bap. Yeah, it's annoying. Just don't be out cutting blackthorn at the moment and staying away from it. It's and then you need like, I've been looking at the proper gloves to get, and there's these like syringe gloves that I'm looking at. I'm thinking I'm going to get a pair and try them out. Like those gloves that medical professions use when they're handling like syringes and the syringe can't go through the glove. I'm going to test out them as well. But the blackthorn is, they get through most things. Like let's see, is there a stick that was a pain in the ass? Yes, there is. I'd put that in the description. Someone adopted and tame it. No, it's only you guys I'm telling on the live stream. If you guys watch my live stream, like I'll tell you guys, but like I couldn't put that in the description. Like this stick was a pain in the ass and it caused me like, tears. Like I bled over this. I had this thing and stuff like that. They're stories I'll share in the live streams, and for you guys in the community who take the time to, like, to do this as well. Maybe on the next live stream I might, like, look through my stock and see if there's one there that that really pissed me off. Sometimes you'd be surprised with the stick, like, as well. I'll just ask this last question and I gotta go. Have Shayleys ever been adorned with brass or silver fittings for decorations? Yeah, they were done that. I kind of did. I don't really like putting the metal furls at the end of it because they come a bit loose. They don't look. They don't do well on modern pavements as well. And, like, you always get guys coming back to you, oh, it's gone loose, it's this and that, want to replace and things. Rubber foul just, it makes life a bit easier as well. But yeah, they were just done for decoration as well on that. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta go back to my lovely family, make sure they're all okay. Friday night, I usually try to take a bit of a break. It's my only break in the week. Tomorrow, I'll be busy with the daughter's birthday. Sunday, I'll be busy doing as well. So the sticks I just put up there about an hour ago, that's it. The next new batch of sticks would be probably on Monday. I have about 10 to 15 more sticks I should be able to get up on Monday. So I just put up about 12 new sticks about an hour before here. So have a look at the website. And all right, guys, take care, Mike. And take care, James. I'm out of here. Ron, of course. All right. Good lad. Bye.